Hello and welcome. 5 p.m. and I thought I must do this show today. There has been a lot of feedback on the Chirag Shetty interview that we had done yesterday and we played today. I had tweeted last night itself that the interview was disturbing, and it is not Chirag alone. Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy had put out a tweet. He has followed it up with an interview to, I think, India Today. Pronoy has put out a tweet. He has also spoken about it. Chirag, I have done many interviews with, but this was the most articulate and the most disturbing and discomforting interview that one can possibly think of. So, what are the fundamental points that Chirag kind of said in that interview? First and foremost, to deconstruct that interview, I will break it down into five parts. First, he said he or anyone in that team did not even expect that anyone will come, any fan will come to the airport. He did not even expect that. Now, this is a very damning statement coming from one of the best that India has ever produced. You have won a Thomas Cup medal, and I asked him, if you watched the interview, I asked him to put the Thomas Cup, the significance of the Thomas Cup in context. And Chirag actually did that quite beautifully. Chirag compared the 2022 Thomas Cup win with the 1983 moment in badminton. He said it ranks right after the Olympic Games and the World Championship, or maybe right there. It is the pinnacle of badminton. In the last 5 years, India has won two medals, one gold, one bronze. He went on to say that the Thomas Cup medal in 2022, the gold medal, was the happiest moment for him on the badminton court alongside the Asian Games gold. So clearly, Chirag was evidently clear that the Thomas Cup is a massive moment in the history of our sport, in the history of badminton, Indian badminton. He went on to narrate an incident where, ahead of the 2022, Ashwini told him that we have two medals in the Uber Cup, and the men did not, and how important it was for the men to go ahead and win a Thomas Cup medal. So it was very disturbing when he said that after a bronze medal win, his thing was no one will no one will come to the airport. That not a single team member, remote to you, not a single team member expected anybody to come to the airport. Now, how disturbing is that? I will break it down also. I will also critically analyze what can be done. It is one thing to lament. It is one thing to feel frustrated and angry. It is another thing to find remedies. And that is what I will do. Look, it is not about Amarto, it is not about anybody coming to the airport. Denmark wins at multiple different things. Danish football, there are multiple other sports. Come on. It is not about, don't take coming to the airport per se. That is a figurative rhetoric. Don't just take coming to the airport. Are you talking about the Thomas Cup win? Did you talk about the 2022 Thomas Cup win in the manner that it should have been spoken about, in the same way that you were talking about the IPL for that matter? Talk about that. It's not about, okay, he's using the trope of the airport. Don't say, okay, 10 people came to the airport. That's not the point. The second thing that he said, I think, is absolutely instructive, that India does not have a sporting culture. It's not as if we win medals every day. It is not as if we win world standard medals every day. Thomas Cup bronze, Thomas Cup gold, or for that matter, Badminton Asia Championship. Now think of what happened after the Asia Cup. We went ballistic. Badminton Asia Championship, Ayush Shetty beating three top 10 singles players. Runner up. How many people spoke about Ayush Shetty? Hardly. The same usual 4 or 5 media outlets. I did a backstage with Boria with Ayush. Then I did a backstage with Boria with Chirag. Where else? Maybe Indian Express. Maybe, Hindu, Bridge, couple of other outlets. End of story. Then he went on to say that, it is kind of that both him and Satwik, they have decided that it is time they speak out. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem, and I want to raise some very important fundamental questions today. It is not about, okay, let's play that clip. Prakash, can you play the first clip for a couple of minutes?
To come for the bronze medal. Like even in the best case scenario, we never expected anybody to come. What we voiced was what Satvik voiced was, I think, that uh, nobody really knows about the sport. I think the magnitude of the sport. I think people think that winning the Thomas Cup is like just like winning any other tournament, a random tournament. They don't really see the magnitude of the result. And I saw a lot of tweets, a lot of chatter on Twitter saying that you need to win big events for you to say such something like this or demand something like this. But we've already won it in 2022. We don't
Yes,
really.
yes.
Cricket won their first World Cup in 1983, and they didn't win it until 2007. So it doesn't say that. So for 20 or 30 odd years, it's not that they didn't get any recognition or they didn't get any uh, p- like like they didn't get any medals or anything. It's like saying if you don't win something, you don't get anything. But it's a very stupid argument because, like I gave the example of cricket after 1983, they won several tournaments, and it's like saying ki if you don't win this, then you won't be recognized by anybody. So it was a very stupid argument that was happening on Twitter, which I felt like commenting, but I was like, it's just, it's like I'm commenting on something which people, because people, they don't really follow the sport for them to comment. They just want to voice out their opinion without having any knowledge of the sport. So for me
That's it,
to
Prakash.
comment, I felt like it was a bit.
So clearly, there is a degree of frustration, there is a degree of angst, there is a degree of disappointment, there is a degree of all of that combined in what Chirag Shetty is saying. Now, let's break this down. Why is it? Why is it when and by the way, by blaming cricket, none of us get anywhere. I have also gone after he mentioned Twitter. I have also gone and checked today. I've done a piece on this, and once the piece was published, a lot of criticism has come towards cricket. Oh, IPL is this, IPL is that. We only consume IPL. Boss, IPL or cricket has earned this position. IPL or cricket has been able to market the sport in a particular manner, and they have been able to garner this position, and they have achieved it. Don't criticize cricket, you get nowhere. You will go nowhere by being critical of cricket and abusing cricket. Simple as that. You will get nowhere. As fans, you have to understand what Chirag is saying. And that's where I think we have to figure out answers. And I will give you an answer. I've been thinking about what Chirag is saying, and it is not the job of the player. It is the job of all of us, the media, managers, federation, PR agencies, individual managers, everybody. Now think about this. How is it that Thomas Cup is a team tournament? Thomas Cup is not a super series where the players are on their own and they are playing individual competitions. It's not an individual competition. Why is it that there was no media manager with the team? Tell me. Why is it? Take cricket. Every bilateral tour, ICC tournament, multinational tour, whatever multinational tournament, there is a media manager along with the Indian cricket team. There is a whole structure there. There is a media manager. Whether it is Molin Parekh, whether it is someone else, Molin Parekh is excellent, by the way, excellent. Molin Parekh as BCCI's media manager is excellent, and I'm putting that on record. What does Molin do? If there is an injury, if there is a problem, if there's some news to be communicated, press conference, getting more done, Molin is the conduit between the media and the cricketer on tour in India. Now, when I take the Thomas Cup is a team competition. Why was there no media manager traveling with the team? How much does it cost? Nothing. The moment there is a media manager traveling with the team, straight away after every match, India played a match against China, lost 2-3. India played a match against Chinese Taipei, which they won. India played two other matches, which they won. So India played 3 games in the group stage. Canada, China, multiple games, and obviously Chinese Taipei, eventually France. So 5 matches in all. Ahead of every match, had there been a media manager, there were multiple players in that team: Pranoy, Laksh, Ayush, Satvik, Chirag, Arjun, all of them. Get one player to interact with the media, much like cricket. There has to be structured media engagement and plan. That is how you can market the sport. If you wish to market the sport, start at a very basic fundamental level. The moment you have a media manager with the team at the Thomas Cup, ahead of every India game, tomorrow's the game, you get a player to interact with the media tomorrow. Set it up. You think media will not do it? 100% media will do it. We will do it. I can guarantee Indian Express will do it, Hindu will do it, Bridge will do it. I'm sure many others will do it. I'm sure. Why would you not have a media manager traveling with the team? After the match is over, what happens at the moment? The players come to the mix zone, the BWF bites, and that's disseminated. Why? Why is it that there will be not a specialized this thing for the Indian media, that straight away after the mix zone is over, or not everybody is going to the mix zone, get one player or even the coach, get the coach to interact with the Indian media on a media roundtable. Sanjay Mishra, if you are listening, I think this is a suggestion that you must take into account. Must take into account. This is a sport where there is interest. Chirag and Satvik are like the Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma of Indian sport. Badminton has enormous interest in the country. Sindhu is a superstar. Satvik and Chirag have won 2 World Championship medals, 2 Thomas Cup medals, multiple Super Series titles, Asian Games gold. Absolutely illustrious CV of the highest order. Why is it that their competitions will not be covered? 200% it will be covered. Get it across to the media. After India won the bronze, they lost to France. 3 days later, a media conference was organized with 3 of the players for half an hour, 45 minutes. 3 days later. Why? Why? Is it the job of the player to do that? Absolutely not. Is it the job of the player to reach out? No. Why can't there be the basics in place? The manager will go and say, look, you now, a coach can do it. You now have to deal with the Indian media for the next half an hour. This is their slot. They will push the sport. After the bronze medal winning thing was done, after India lost to France, get 3-4 of the players. Get them to come and talk about the format as well. Chirag Shetty spoke at length about the format, that 3 singles matches is not good for the format. Chirag Shetty was very, very clear that, and he's right. I watched the match. I thought the second game, how can you allow France? How are you favoring France? France is playing 3 of their singles players as doubles. So what? That doesn't mean that you will have it as the 5th match. By doing this, you were actually helping France. The second match or the third match ought to have been the doubles. India could have won both doubles. And then, if Pranoy was playing the final singles, knowing Pranoy 2-all, it could have been a different ball game under pressure. Absolutely a critical point that was being made by Chirag. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. When you are talking about fandom, when you're talking, so you could have easily eliminated any of this stuff had you just sent one person with the team as media manager to engage and coordinate with the media. He would have gotten, after the end of every game, bites from the players. He would have gotten quotes from the players. He would have just sent out details. Frankly, you use the cricketing template. Use the cricketing template. Do not abuse cricket. Do not abuse cricket. Use the cricketing template and check what cricket has done. Fans or us, anyone. Chirag has every reason to feel deflated and upset. Satwik has every reason to feel deflated and upset. It is on us, every one of us. How do we address the situation? The situation can be addressed straight up by instituting professional media structures whereby the engagement becomes direct. Had there been a professional media structure, there would be bites at the end of every game. There would be quotes at the end of every game. The media would have been 100% hands on involved. We would have had the story. We would not have waited 3 days. Coming to the format. Now imagine there was a controversy in cricket. We would have taken things down by now. This format was problematic. First singles, Christo Popov versus Ayush Shetty with Laksha sitting out. And that was obviously a massive blow with Laksha sitting out. Second singles, Kidambi Shrikant versus Alex Lanier. Third singles, TJ Popov versus Pranay, game down. Are? If France is using their singles players to play doubles, that's their problem, not ours. You must schedule the doubles in a manner that if a team, it is singles, doubles, both. You cannot just do it in a manner whereby you are benefiting one particular team, in this case, France. The sequencing was poor. And that is what Chirag raised his voice against. Now, this was a big controversy. Sadly, none of us were able to highlight the controversy in the absence. Sadly, none of us were able to highlight any of it in the absence of proper media dissemination or proper media reach out. बोलिए था कि किसी दिन हम फीफा वर्ल्ड कप खेल सकते हैं, अभिषेक रंजन। देखो, खेल तो सकते हैं, खेल तो 100% सकते हैं, कोई क्यों नहीं खेल सकते हो? एब्सोल्युटली आप खेल सकते हो, बट मुझे लगता है अभिषेक रंजन, अगर आप खेलोगे तो आप वुमेन के लिए खेलोगे, मेन में नहीं। बिकॉज मेन्स वर्ल्ड कप अगर खेलना है तो 48 टीम्स के बावजूद, आपसे कह रहा हूं, मुझे तो नहीं लगता आप इमीडिएट फ्यूचर में कोई संभावना है, बट वुमेन में 100% संभावना है। मैंने पहले भी ये कहा है, अभी भी आपको ये कह रहा हूं। कमिंग बैक टू बैडमिंटन, I think badminton is a sport that can absolutely be marketed. Think about it. Why does Asian Games get coverage? Asian Games get coverage. Asian Games gets coverage because there is a press attaché. Take Raja Raman. Raja Raman did a wonderful job. Raja Raman did a wonderful job in Hangzhou. Why? Because he was able to get the players straight after the mix zone was done for the Indian media. And the Indian media who were there in China, they used that opportunity to broadcast all of the news points to their audiences back home. So it was Raja Raman who was the middle person between the player and the Indian media. Had it been direct, things would not have happened. I guarantee you, things would not have happened. That is why, whether it is the Commonwealth Games, whether it is the Asian Games, in multiple, whether it is the Paris Olympics, it was Raja Raman who facilitated the Neeraj Chopra interaction at midnight. As the press attaché, that's his job. Raja Raman facilitated the Chirag Shetty Satvik Sairaj interview with the Indian journalist. Also Prakash Padukone, that Laksha Sen thing happened in Paris, Raja Raman brought Prakash Padukone out and we did that interview. So there was a media attaché who was helping out with all of these factors. In the Thomas Cup, there's nobody. As a result, the players are playing going. The personal managers are not bothered. You cannot expect the coach to be able to help with this. So in every sense, it was a bummer. It was a real bummer at the Thomas Cup. It was a genuine problem, and I have to tell you this. So when I do an interview, and I told Chirag this, if you watch that interview, I have told Chirag that, look, there is a problem in the way we market the sport, and it is not just about fans. Fans need to be told, fans want to do it, but are the fans getting the opportunity to do it or celebrate you as much as they want to? Do they have the information? Are they being made to feel welcome? Is the media getting enough information? I keep reaching out to them. I keep doing badminton. Red Sports keeps doing badminton because we have a commitment to multiple sports, whether it is a 7-year-old swimmer or it is a 95th grandmaster in Aranno Ghosh, whether it is a Chirag, whether it is athletics on World Athletics Day today, we will do our multi sport, whether it's men's hockey or women's hockey. But what about the others? When you know that your sport is not like cricket in India, when the template is that of cricket, you as a federation, you as a management, you as a personal manager, you have to go out that extra way to reach out to the fan to make sure that the consumption pattern is strong. And I think that is where we are lacking. Let me take a few questions. Indian badminton experiencing a slump due to elite next gen talent. Rubbish, Abhishek. There is tremendous amount of talent. Abhishek, Ayush Shetty taking down 3 top 10 players. India beat Chinese Taipei in the Thomas Cup, which is a higher ranked team. Laksha Sen taking down Chu Tianchen. Ayush Shetty taking down, I think, Wang Yang Hong. Come on, here, come on. That was even against China. Ayush Shetty was brilliant against China in that Wang Yang Hong match. Against the Chinese Taipei, it was a tremendous second doubles win by Satvik and Chirag. Ayush beat Jonathan Christie, he beat Li Shifeng, he beat 3 top 10 players. I think did he beat multiple top 10 players? 3. He lost to Shi Yuqi in the final. But yes, female, you're right. Female, you're right, Abhishek. Absolutely, you're right. Female, you're right. After Sindhu, I don't think women's badminton in India, so far at least, I am not seeing that level of talent. But in men's badminton, with Laksha doing decently well, with Ayush jumping up the ladder and really rising in the last couple of months, with Satvik and Chirag back in full fitness and playing the way they are, I absolutely have very, very high hopes of men's badminton. No question. So, yes, Abhishek, take point taken about the female. Format has been there for a long time. Issue is that no one raised the problem when the sequence was for weaker teams. Now people are finally back. That is because it has hurt you. The format has been there, but never has it happened like this, Amartya, where the line Chirag made this point in that interview that the only countries, perhaps France, where the 3 singles players play the doubles as well. No other country this happened. So the question about raising this did not really arise. So people did not have to raise this because the sequence never had 1, 2, 3. So with France, this happened. As a result, you had to raise it. Sam, I enjoy watching your explanation. I get nice insights. Thank you. Sam, again, hello, how are you, sir? I'm happy you're growing by the day. RCB take replacement. Boss, replacement? Yes, they can. Why not? The match sequence should be neutral. Omorto have taken that. BI, other badminton brands incentivize YT content creators to live stream watch-alongs. Yeah, I mean, live stream watch-alongs, etc. are all okay. Have a professional media set up within the team in tournaments like the Thomas Cup. You employ PR firms. BI employs Udita and her firm. Send one of them. Send one of them. How much does an economy ticket cost? You mean to say you don't have that kind of money? Of course you do. The moment you have somebody there, that person will be able to be the bridge between the media and the players. The problem will be sorted. That is step number 1. Thereafter, regular monthly media engagement, the badminton roundtable. And I'm recommending things here. If there is a badminton roundtable that is organized every month with one leading player, you mean to say the media will not cover it? I bet my bottom dollar the media will cover it. Bloody well they will. So I think that Chirag has and Satvik has hit the hornet's nest. This is when the iron is hot. This is when we should strike. The interview is strong. Very pertinent words have been said. It is an opportunity. Always interviews like this provide us with an opportunity to remedy the situation and do things for the better. That's what I think we should do. The badminton scenario has provided us with that opportunity. I absolutely think it's a major opportunity, and we can, in fact, remedy the situation if we are able to do this. 100%. 100%. I think in many ways, going forward, the Asian Games is a major opportunity as well. India will win. The same applies for Paralympics. Hockey, football, if you give attention, India can get a big hockey. Obviously, India is already there. Boryada, why Premier Badminton League faces low popularity? The league is not even happening, Abhishek. The league is not even happening for a few years now. The league isn't even in the realm at the moment. But what Chirag has said, what Satwik has said, these are disturbing facts. These are genuine eye openers. What our players feel, that after winning a Thomas Cup medal, which is as important as a world championship or in terms of cricket, a World Cup, you come back to your country, nobody even knows about it. No one's saying airport you have to go 10,000 people. No. But are you talking about it? And this comment that Chirag mentioned, that, oh, you know what, you have to win something big. What is big, my friend? Clearly, you don't even know. Social media gives poison a platform. I've said that million times. Prakash, can you play the second clip once, please? Say, for example, if this was an Olympic thing, thousands would be there. If this was a cricket competition, thousands would be there. Now, in this case, no fans. So how disappointing or frustrating was that?
See, when we said that, we didn't expect anybody to come for the bronze medal. Like even in the best case scenario, we never expected anybody to come. What Satvik voiced was, I think, that
Prakash, this is not the clip, the second clip. I
nobody
asked for
really
the
knows
second clip, not
about the
this.
sport.
Play the second
I
clip.
think the magnitude.
Play the second clip, Prakash, not this one. Play the second clip. Do you have a
Uh,
second clip or you just have this one?
yeah, to answer your question, I think uh, our main concern was when we won the 22 Thomas Cup, the reception that we should have got, we didn't, and the way the sport should have should have blossomed. I think that didn't really happen because I think I would, in my opinion, Thomas Cup is the 1983 moment for Indian badminton. What a 1983 did for cricket, I think, I feel Thomas Cup should have done for Indian sport, for Indian badminton, but it didn't happen because, and India is not a sporting nation. Uh, Let me be very honest.
That's it, Prakash, that's it.
Um, it's not like
See, this is the problem. When a star like Chirag Shetty, who is one of the best ever that India has produced, is forced to say that your country is not a sporting nation, it is an important thing to introspect. It is an important thing to do a soul search. And please understand where you stand as far as Olympic sports is concerned. Are you even there? Do you even realize how difficult it is to win a world championship medal? When people are telling him that, oh, go and win something and then we will do it. What do you even mean? Because you have some 140 characters in front of you and an X handle, you are saying something and you think you can get away. You're an idiot. That's what you are. Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy has 2 World Championship medals, 2 Thomas Cup medals, multiple Super Series titles, and Asian Games gold. What more do they have to win for you to give them the recognition that you are giving an IPL star? And there we are also equally culpable. You win a Thomas Cup bronze, you win a Thomas Cup gold, and the damn 8 column banner headline. Why? Because cricket has marketed itself like that. Are we doing that for other sports? Let's not complain about cricket. You get nowhere. Push remedies, identify solutions. And Chirag's interview should be the first step to identify what can be done and how it can be done. And that is precisely the point that I'm trying to raise here. I can promise you that at the Commonwealth Games, whether it is boxing, whether it is weightlifting, whether it is athletics, we will be there. The Women's World Cup, we will be there in numbers, not just 1%, like, okay, the mandatory 1%, just like a box stick. No, the way we covered the men's World Cup, we will cover the women's World Cup with the same commitment, the Commonwealth Games with the same commitment, from Glasgow, from England. Everybody knows that this war has become a major problem in terms of economics, but we will still do it. We will have multiple people in Glasgow covering the Commonwealth Games from on ground, and the World Cup in England from on ground, and the Asian Games from Japan from on ground, and the Asian Para Games from Japan from on ground. That's the commitment. We will try to help Indian Olympic and Paralympic sport and take the messaging to the fans. Then we will see how it is not done. It has to happen. You cannot give up. This is a country that will host the Olympics possibly and the Asian Games in 38. There is enormous amount of opportunity. It is on all of us to figure out remedies, find out solutions, and ensure that a Satvik and Chirag do not feel negative, do not feel deflated, do not have to give up. That's why the Chirag Shetty interview has left me disturbed. That's why I've done a show on this. We will do more of multi-sport. It doesn't matter whether people, numbers or whatever about that. No, it doesn't matter. We will do more and more of multi-sport going forward, and that is an absolute commitment. I leave it at that for today. I will try and do, as I said, more football, ISL, international football, FIFA, more Olympic sports, CWG, Asian Games, more hockey. We will send somebody for the Hockey World Cup in Belgium. We will 100% we will cover Thailand Open. We will send somebody for the Hockey World Cup in Netherlands and Belgium. We will send people, multiple, including me. I will go to Glasgow. I will go to the Women's World Cup. Trisha will go. Snehashish will go. Multiple people will travel. We will put the best coverage for you from on ground, from England, from Glasgow, from Netherlands and Belgium, and also from Japan. That's the commitment. We will see how things don't change. We will disrupt. We will break the parameters down. We will disrupt. That's the point. Boss cannot lose hope. Cannot lose hope. Because then it's done. We are all here because of hope and optimism. We are all here because things will have to change. I leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching.